This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
The five forces model determines the external competitive threats that act on the market environment of any particular industry. The five forces analysis of the low-cost airline industry in Europe takes the following form. Threat from new entrants. Factors influencing the ease of new entrants are the capital cost of entry, scale economies, product and price differentiation, switching costs, expected retaliation from the existing player, legislative measures, and access to distribution channels. The European low-cost airline industry has high entry barriers, with substantial capital costs involved. Constant addition to the fleet and maintenance of existing aircraft in a fit condition is essential for the airlines to maintain the flight schedule. Therefore, the intensity of this competitive force may be considered very low. Bargaining power of suppliers. The bargaining power of suppliers increases when suppliers' goods are critical to buyers' marketplace success, when the market is dominated by a few large companies and is more concentrated than the industry to which it sells. Satisfactory substitute products are not available to industry firms. Even though the number of suppliers is low, the demand for aircraft is also relatively low. Boeing and Airbus compete strongly for most major aircraft orders. However, due to cyclic recessionary trends, the major airlines either cancel or delay their orders with these manufacturers. This factor makes the force very low. Shift in the strategy of the airline industry to short-haul flights and low costs has enhanced the fortunes of other aircraft manufacturers who make smaller and more efficient aircraft, and this aspect changes the force from very low to medium. Bargaining powers of buyers. The bargaining power of the consumers increases with the availability of more information through the Internet, which acts as a shopping and distribution alternative for the consumers. Individual buyers incur virtually no switching costs on their decision to purchase from one manufacturer rather than another. These realities are increasingly felt in the airline industry, and hence, they are made to change their strategies for sustaining their market share. There is very little differentiation in air travel, and the switching costs are very low. This force operates very highly in the European low-cost airline industry. Threat from substitute products. Substitute products present a serious threat to a firm when customers are exposed to lower switching costs and when the substitute product's price is lower, or its quality and performance capabilities are equal to or greater than those of the competing product. Differentiating a product along different dimensions that customers value, such as price, quality, after-sales service, and location, reduces a substitute's attractiveness. As far as the airline is concerned, the availability of substitute products is plentiful, and travelers have no cost to switch airlines as there is no affinity or customer loyalty involved. The question of pricing and quality of service determines consumer behavior. This force, therefore, has a medium effect on the competition as, in most cases, air travel becomes unavoidable due to distance and time factors, and customers cannot think of any substitute service. The intensity of this force on the competition in the European low-cost industry is medium. Extent of competitive rivalry. In strategic terms, the most competitive conditions will be those in which the entry of new firms is very likely, substitute products pose a real threat, and there is absolute control of the buyers and sellers. Airline service has become a commodity, meaning that the price variable is a primary source of competition among the industry participants. Through various marketing campaigns, consumers are well aware of the discounts and low costs the firms offer to induce them to use their respective airline services. Although pricing decisions are easy to implement and reverse since the competitors can easily imitate them, it allows only a temporary competitive advantage. Competing principally based on price has the potential to substantially reduce the ability of the low-cost airlines in Europe to operate profitably and eliminate the possibility of winning consumer loyalty. The competitive scenario in the low-cost airline industry appears to be in the medium to high range in Europe. This report on the 5 forces analysis of the low-cost airline industry in Europe was written and submitted by a student just like you. The Ivy Panda Samples database hosts thousands of works similar to this one on various subjects. Visit ivypanda.com to find what you are looking for, free of charge.